Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Kissy. I wanted to come here today and have a conversation in regards to the current energies. But in explaining the current energies, it's like I have to explain, or it feels like I should explain, the purpose of my even sharing this message. My channel is an outlet. Okay, excuse me. My channel is an outlet for me to share my personal spiritual journey. It's inclusive of all the things that I discuss. It's inclusive of it's my life experience, and the way that I share it, it has to do with esoteric things. Okay? From that standpoint, expect nothing. Want other want nothing other than to be curious and to resonate with what you resonate. And that's it. That's the expectation, if there was any, is that if you came across my channel and you felt that something I discussed energetically, maybe in the way that I express it, in some way makes sense to you. And that's all, folks. So, okay. Now, something to do with versatility and diverse. Okay, so maybe understanding the importance of versatility and diversity within your own spheres. So whether that's been in how diverse you are and versatile you are, in how you think, in how you interact with people, how you talk to people, or like the if you sit and analyze at least, I would say maybe 3 to 5 people in your life, and maybe you want to look at a pattern. You look for like a week, and that's very short, obviously. But even if you did like just a week, you can gather at least 2 or 3 patterns. And those very small telltale signs are on the bigger scale important. So like when they lie about the little things, don't expect them not to lie about the bigger things when it matters. But it's not just understanding if someone lies or not. It would be understanding what the purpose of someone lying is for, and how they explain themselves to you, how they express what their purpose of the lie is about. And I guess you could say some people don't really have an explanation for what they do or why they do it. And the less able they are to explain what they're doing or why, the more you realize either this person is extremely unconscious or extremely manipulative, because you're either very conscious of what you're doing, or you're at least sitting down with what you've done and can say, yeah, this is what I'm doing. I guess this is why I do this. And I never considered. But that process doesn't occur to very many people, it would seem. I'm not saying that it's not out there. It's out there. I know it is. Why would I expect honesty if honesty wasn't something that was true? You know? Yet, it's hard to come by when push comes to shove, when you put someone in a corner to let's keep this very real. Let's not pretend here. Because there's so many people I could have a conversation with that I bypass a lot of the questions that I could ask. I bypass a whole lot of things to preserve peace. Yes, this is a concept. This is a saying that is said in my culture. Um, Hypocrisy is part of good education. I hate that term. I know. I think I've said this in my channel at least once or twice. I really do hate that term. Hypocrisy is part of good education. But yet, I think it was yesterday, I kind of had a little moment where I was like, maybe I don't agree with that. But I could say hypocrisy plays a role. And maybe it's not part of good education, but it is part of peace. It is part of keeping the peace. It's part of keeping things un what's the word? Unshuffled. Not for the sake of, not because of fear, not because of you can't handle it, but because I don't want to deal with this shit. It's not for me to deal with. So why ruffle the feathers that aren't for me to ruffle? Why ruffle feathers that I don't have to ruffle? So it's like, maybe hypocrisy does play a role. Maybe I don't need to be so harsh on, my truth is you should not be hypocritical. Hypocritical is fake, but I'm starting to think that even the things that we think are negative are in some way a benefit to us if we learn to apply it in ways that benefit us without harming, or at least to the minimum. Because at some point somebody could always say, "Oh my God, you really felt that way about me, but you pretended that you felt like this." Yeah, but my intentions were good. Oh, okay. Scratch, scratch. Like, that would be really awkward. That would be weird. It's like, can I trust you? Okay, trust. Oh my God, let's talk about trust, please. Lord have mercy. Trust. And if my microphone is not working, all hell's gonna break loose. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm saying it in advance. I'm speaking to my technologies here because somehow when I get a spirit message that I do want to share and I don't want to fuss about it, I just want to get the message out there because I know it's relevant, pertinent, meaningful. It would be like one of those things that as you're on your journey, if you just so happen to pick up on and hear it, you could be like, that's that. Okay, fine. Okay, I had two things I was going to say, but you see how quickly. Okay, we're going to talk about the rose quartz, trust. Then we'll talk about how I hurt my finger. Okay. Rose quartz. So, as I was preparing to come to this video, I got my rose quartz. This was my rose quartz. And I heard as I was gathering my things, get the rose quartz, you're going to need it. So I'm like, okay, I'll get it. I'm figuring I'm going to do a reading. Maybe it's to protect my energy while I do the reading. So I'm in front of the mirror and I'm holding my crystals. I was looking for something in my drawers and all of a sudden I'm thinking, okay, it was like my mind was ahead of me, kind of like preparing for this reading. And it was like, it's not about hate, okay? It's not about hate. It's about who you can trust. And then when I said trust affects your health, and then I was going to say right before I even said the next thing, but when I said your health, this just like fell right out of my hand, like if I threw it. And my hand was as steady as can be. Like, there was no reason for my hand to do this, okay? But it did. And it cracked the crystal in two. So the rose quartz breaks into two pieces when I say it's not about hate. It's about who you can trust. Trust affects your health. Break. Now, was that a spell that broke? Was that heart chakra healing, where the heart has to break in order for it to grow, or in order for it to heal from the misperception of what it was to be whole? Meaning, you may have had an idea of what wholeness was to you, but then you realize, gosh, there's more to leave behind than not that I thought of, but I guess I haven't completely let go of certain things. And in that moment, trust affects your health. And the word trust has so much to do with your feelings. It has so much to do with, because trust means I'm letting you in to my vulnerableness. I'm letting you in to a place where I can just be who I am with you, and you can just be who you are with me. But being who you are with me doesn't mean that you're allowed to have a bad day and be cruel unnecessarily. Some people justify their bad moods to allow themselves to be cruel to other people for no reason. It's just an energy of cruelness that should be looked at. And if you're called on it, really look at it. Just look at it. Why am I being cruel? Why is cruelness okay for me to do to someone that hasn't done anything to me? And then why would I expect that person to act like it doesn't mean anything? Why would I expect that person to still be nice and loving to me? Why would I still expect that person to treat me well or to want to love me? Why would I expect that if I am being cruel to them? The question is flabbergasting, to say the least, to some. So I don't know. I took it as a symbol of an energy that was released, a pain that was let go of, an anger that was surrendered, or a hate that doesn't belong where love lives. Hate doesn't belong where love lives. I don't want hate in my heart. Hate doesn't feel good in the heart. And sometimes you may feel even justified in hating someone for the cruelty of their behavior. No matter how much they justify, that cruelty, was unprovoked. This is a key. It was unprovoked, unwarranted, unnecessary. It was directed wrongly. And then that's not the worst of it. It's knowing this is to be true and then not taking accountability despite being told this is what this is. Acknowledge this. Know this. Recognize this. This is a wound, very, very destructive, not just to who it is directed, but to who carries it, to who holds it, to who feels it, to who is projecting it, consciously or unconsciously. Now, we're all capable of disliking something very much. We're all capable of hating. It was a rumbling like horses. But I think it was just running outside or dogs. I don't know. So we can hate an injustice very much, but to the point that it makes you sour, to the point that it makes you bitter, to the point that it makes you the problem, is a problem. I don't think your hate for something unjust is so important. It would be as important to hold on to if you knew how painful or how much pain it actually causes you, or if you knew that it's of no benefit to you at all. Like if I told you, oh, it it'll I don't even I don't like talking about it, which is why I don't say those things. But it's just very toxic, okay? And what it can do to your body is not worth it. And whether it's, you cannot know it if you didn't experience it. In other words, you can say, oh, I don't hate nobody. I don't care about people like that. Or you can act and pretend, oh no, I don't hate anything or whatever. Yet you have like a chip on your shoulder. You know those Peter Pan syndrome personalities that want to, smile and laugh and giggle and pretend everything's okay when the seething sarcasm comes through, or the seething anger comes through, and damn, you are very bitter about something, or you're very angry about something. Let it be be honest about it, because in doing that you release a lot of unnecessary quote unquote weight, or unnecessary pain or heaviness that isn't yours to carry. It's not yours to carry. So imagine, a toxic relationship with somebody just hates. You think that you don't pick up on it. You think that you don't feel it because you ignore it, but you feel it. Your body feels it. So I don't want to dwell too much on this. I think I'm like, ugh. And okay, so I'm seeing like maybe that's what the rose quartz was like trying to do. Perhaps this is how it works. I'm seeing it emanating just like the frequency of love very powerfully, and it's like a protection against allowing yourself to fall into hate, because it's very easy to fall into hatefulness when people are trying to trigger that into you. So let's talk about manipulation and how, oh God, there's so many things or people that we could address in real life, but they hide behind generalizations. So it's like, and then the gaslighting that's done, it's almost like, to get to that level of truth from a narcissistic personality or from that kind of energy, right? The very dark energy. To get to a level of truth from that would deplete your energy. And where I say trust, think of trust fund, okay? How do you fund your trust? Do you just give away your trust? Do you give your bonds away? Money? Think of it like that. Think of your relationships in terms of money, and you'll realize quickly your level of stability economically, materialistically, is either how much lack of support surrounds you, or how much support surrounds you. and how support and trust surrounds you. You must create it within yourself. It's a blessing, it's a gift, it's a grace when it's given to you out of pure love, when it's given to you out of someone that truly knows themselves to the point that they can freely give you this trust because they trust themselves enough to know that there's nothing you can do that's going to break them. And it's not I trust I trust you as far as I can throw you. You know? That's what that is. It's like, okay, I don't have to tell you anything about my actions will show you if I trust you or not. Actions speak louder than words. I saw 12:12 on the clock, so that could be significant, or the number 333 as well. But anyway, I feel like trust is something that if you give it away to the wrong people, it's like making a bad investment. You're making a very bad investment if you're giving your trust away to someone because they are someone that you're supposed to trust. So you're supposed to trust family. You're supposed to trust your spouse. You're supposed to trust your community. You're supposed to trust your country. Like, whatever your beliefs are, from the macro to the micro to whatever, trust, where you put your trust will determine how protected and safe you are. And if you put your trust into anything other than yourself, other than who you are, other than what you can do, you'll never really know what's real or not real. You'll never really know who's real or not real. Like, for example, if I always depended on someone to take care of me financially, I would never know how difficult or how easy it is to do it. So because I never trusted, I lived within my limits, right? But as soon as I was able to do for myself, I did for myself. Maybe because I lacked a sense of security and I didn't really trust that I could feel as secure as I wanted to feel. So I was always questioning. And by the questions I would ask, I would know if this person could be trusted or not. Can I trust you in a crisis? Can I trust you to do the right thing? Can I trust you to protect me? Can I trust you to look after? I couldn't say that about most people because I didn't see them doing it for themselves very well. And when you see that, it's not like it's not even a judgment about, you know, capacity or capability or whatever. Everybody has their purpose, or everybody has their role, everybody has their place in life, and it's maybe that's not a priority for them, which is why it's not there, or which is why it's not like that, or whatever I was looking for out there wasn't going to be found out there, because what I was looking for was put in me personally to become. And I think when we realize the things that we want, the things that we need, the things that we believe we can have, the moment we expect someone else to do it, or the moment we expect that through another it's going to happen, it's like a parent putting their faith in their child. This is the one that's going to get us out of the gutter. This is the one that's going to, like, parents do think like that. And then, or, you'll have children that actually, my parents are going to make sure I'm good forever, not really considering what if I couldn't depend on this? What if I couldn't depend on that? How do I do so by myself? Or how do I figure it out? And nobody wants to think about how the hell to figure it out. And as long as you're figuring it out for them, they're not going to figure it out for themselves. So I feel like I've taken many, 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 many steps back from others, only to allow them to flourish on their own. It's like it was, initially it becomes, oh, sure, I can do it. Of course you want to please people you love. Sure, I'll do that for you. I have all the energy in the world to do this. Like, it's not even a big deal. I don't mind doing this for you. Sure, I'll do it. Sure, I'll do it. Sure, I'll do it will eventually lead to I can't do it. And the I can't do it becomes, now you'll start to see how you not being able to becomes a problem for you to solve. Because now you're being told how no one else can do any of it. And then you're caught in this like little bit of a conundrum. I don't know. You're caught in between wanting to help someone, wanting to allow someone to help themselves. You know what I mean? And then, but also being caught in between, like, why isn't someone else thinking about helping? Why can't that person go to that person more comfortably? Why is it easier? You know what I mean? Like, this is the part that pisses me off, speaking frankly. So if I'm your scapegoat, meaning like I'm the person that solves your fucking problems all the time, and you come to me, and the reason you come to me is because I'm the easiest person to go to, meaning whatever problem you have, it's solved easily through me. Oh, okay, cool. But guess what? When I think you should be able to solve that problem for yourself, and I stop solving it for you, and you realize, wow, now you got to face and confront, why don't you feel comfortable going to those people? Is it a lack of courage? Is it some kind of fear? Are you intimidated? Oh, because you thought that you know what I mean? Like, so it's like they use that, like, oh, you can't really go ask this person or that person because you know how they are, you know how they get. And because of how they are and how they get, because basically they have boundaries, and they're like, barking dogs at the gate. Arr, arr, arr. Don't come near me. Don't ask me for shit. Don't ask me to do anything. Don't come my way. Like, extremely, extremely, like, no. A massive sign across their household. Absolutely no. That's on the energetic front. That's energetically, not on the front in the physical. Hey, of course, anything, of course we'll do this. But then it comes with a bunch of, oh, but not, and then, but if, and that, and a lot of excuses, a lot of blockages. So, excuse me, I have a cold, or a cough, sore throat. The energy is like a big no, but because I was giving you this, yes with no boundary, sure, of course, because it's there, because I can, because I want to. Now, all of a sudden, the moment I can't, or the moment I don't want to, or the moment I just won't, it shouldn't mean war. And that's usually what happens. In some level, it becomes like a psychic war, energetic war, and no one really takes accountability into thinking, What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Why do I expect this when I'm like that? Why do I justify me being angry over this, knowing that I do that? No one really does that. Does that? No one really that I have encountered in real life does that. And that's when, and that's if I was to be 100% full throttle. And let's get down to what this really is here. Like, this is balanced. This right here, I sense it. This right here is a little off. This right here, I don't know why the hell you're denying this. Do you not feel it? You don't see it? You don't know it's like that? And it's energetically, a dynamic is either on the flow or on and flowing, or it's blocked and trafficky, and that right there, that is what I mean is not normal in communication, in love. Love is boundless. Love is like, like it's like a magnet. It's like boom, like a big hug. I love you. I love you. It's always going to gravitate to each other. It's always going to merge. It's always going to fall into one another in the most loving way. It's like, I am here to serve you. I am here to love you. I am here to give you. I am here to, be with you. And it's mutual reception together. That is normal. Or maybe it's not. But it should, look at that. My ears like, oh, la, 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 la. Oh, Lord. Now I feel like, I feel like a dog. And let me talk about that dog. I hate, some of these masculines are so stupid. Very dumb. When they think that you don't know what they're talking about. When they refer to the dog and how they're really just trying to master your emotions because, you're an animal, divine feminine. You're a beast. They have to tame that grr in you. You're just a animal. It's true. That's how they see it. At least these buffoons. It's like, really? Is that how it is? Oh my goodness gracious. It is like, seriously. And if I was to like go full throttle, it would be quite embarrassing. So I won't do it. All right. Itchy throat. Itchy throat. No, my throat is very much like this area here is very itchy right now. So I don't know if that's just because of my cough thing that I have. Ow. Sensitive hearing. Maybe just it could, like, these symptoms also, we have to stop pretending that we don't realize that these are connected on a spiritual level. You know what I mean? I know there's people, and this is the part that I can't stand. People will watch spiritual things on TV and acknowledge, woo, woo. But then it's in their face in real time, and you're explaining it to them, and they're like, woo, woo. And it's like, get the fuck out of my face. Like, come on. Oh, I was doing, oh, never mind. I'm not even gonna, I have so many examples I could give about spirit in real time happening, in real time, where you can see what all the mysticism is about in real time. And it's like this. And it's like, why? Why aren't you like, and if it was just that, and if it was just as innocent as like, did see, I don't, what, huh? You could be like, Oh well, I guess. But it's not that. It's what comes with that. A certain defensiveness or a certain gaslighting or a certain jumpiness or a certain weirdness that you're just like, what the fuck is going on here? Maybe the way that the energy is interpreted is very different. You know what I mean? Like what I'm maybe what I'm feeling and perceiving from where I'm perceiving it is not the same thing. Like it's just not the same experience. But anyways, quite not what I expected to discuss. I keep seeing the image of like these energies, kind of like frequencies, and I'm wondering if it's the crystals. But it's like I'm compelled. I compel you. I feel compelled to just like this energy is just flowing out, flowing out, flowing out. Hold that thought. I call back my energy. Come back. Come back. Come back. Wasn't that Kate Winslet in Titanic? Come back with the whistle. Oh my gosh. Who's like Kate Winslet on a journey? No. Someone feels like their ship, everything fell apart. They're in the ocean. They're stranded. They think they're going to die. This is metaphorically speaking, of course. This could be just emotionally. Remember, we saw the crack, the broken heart. It's like a broken heart energy. Come to think of it, I had some very interesting dreams. Okay. Listen, be very mindful. The energy that broke, let me just clarify. The energy that broke is the energy of, there was call it a triad, perhaps. We have an earth sign, a water sign. Hold on. Air sign, water sign, and earth sign working kind of together for the either for the fire sign or taking from the fire sign. Because the way it looks like teamwork. It looks like you have one person goes through the back door, meaning they 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 go unnoticed. One person taps into your resource in some way. Take that as you will, whether it's your money, your energy, your idea, whatever. Somebody taps into your energy. And then another one becomes the fall guy, or maybe not even the fall guy. They become the frontman. And that looks harmless. You can't really pinpoint anything with that person. You get the vibe from the backdrop person. The frontman person is just the vessel being used to interact with the energy, okay? And then the other energy gives you something, transmits energy to you, so makes an exchange with you of some kind, whether you asked for it or didn't, whether in some way that energy gives to you. And then you produce. It's the way that it comes through. So, a very personalized example. You have a dream of one person. Another person shows up in your physical experience, but somehow those two things are linked. And shortly right after, or within a matter of a short distance, you receive something from someone else. And now when you're there and you receive this, you can see how those three things are connected. In the physical, there may not be a connection between all three. You might think, what are they conspiring? Why are they conspiring? Are they helping or harming? I got this energetic exchange, but here's the kicker. Here's how you'll know. Before you produce whatever you produce, something happens. I guess you could call it the combustion point. I guess you can call it the point of that exchange manifested into whatever. Call it the experience. Call it the energetic product of that exchange. Is going to the heaviness of it, the expression of it, and all of that, you can see, in my case, had to do with trust. What did all of it? What was the common denominator with all of it? Trust. Making it hard to trust when you don't know who's doing what. When it's playing across multiple people. Yet you know it's all interrelated. You know it's all interconnected. And all you know is, when I receive this, something occurs. Depending on what occurs, I'm either going to produce positive or negative. Because whatever the experience is, depending on that energy, it's not what energy is not what energy I receive. It's what I do with the energy. And what I do with the energy is I play with it. Oh, this energy came to harm? Here, we're going to turn this into a way that it's not going to harm me. It's actually going to benefit me. Because I'm putting the trust in myself. So energetically speaking, we don't focus on what the intention of that external energy is. We don't focus on what the intention or what was brought to us. It's like, you don't care if they knock on your door and bring you a box and decide they want to dump shit on your door. Not because, oh, you love it. No. It's because you have things in place where something like that, you can turn that into a benefit for you. You have things in place that the worst case scenario, you've either experienced, learned, understood, dealt with, whatever, however you want to term it. You're the expert in turning things around. You're the expert in making things happen, even with worst case scenarios. They never quite are as bad when they happen to you, or they're never quite as bad. Not because you're so lucky, not because you have all these resources, materialistically speaking. It's because you've learned to trust what you do and what you have within you. You've learned to trust in what we would call a higher power. The higher power is something you can't see it because it's what's already been created is as far as it will go. But what can be created, the potential that's there, that only you can use, maybe not only you, a very small amount of people tap into that energy because they don't understand what it takes to be in that energy. They really don't. They play games and they think it's funny because all they're doing is looking at the external, and in the short term and in the physical and in the right in your face, it might look one way, but you're missing a whole backdrop that you're not understanding. And when that starts to uh, show itself out, in other words, you'll do something as long as it works, and it only works as long as it's the trick only can work as long as the trick can work. When somebody is privy to the trick, it's no longer shocking or surprising, and it's no longer going to create the effects that you're expecting. So be prepared for that revelation or that tower to be revealed to you when the truth is revealed. Because oh, you can have a chocolate cake and assume that the frosting inside is going to be chocolate. And you will argue it's chocolate frosting on the inside because it's a chocolate cake. Not knowing that someone can actually put the cake apart and put a different fucking frosting inside the cake, close it up, and say, yes, it's a chocolate cake on the outside. It's creamery, buttery on the inside. But you know what I mean? It's like, you don't know. You cannot be so ignorantly certain of something based on its exterior if you're not privy to what's inside truly. So with that being said, I'm gonna leave the message there. Don't mind actually, forget what I just said. Forget that. Don't mind. Hey, that's a message in itself. Don't mind. Don't think too much, I guess. And there was something about that. I should say, oh, damn it, here we go. There was something about that, about the no mind. Where did I hear that recently? No mind, no mind. Yes, I think it was a show Medium. She was hearing it in her dream, but what she kept saying was like, she was saying something else in front of it, but the only words that she actually spoke was no mind. Something, something, no mind. But it's significant. Oh, I wish I could remember what it was. But it's something to do with in order for you to receive the message that you're wanting or to understand the message in some way, it's a matter of no mind. Remove your own mind from the equation. Take that message as you will. All right, I'll come back soon. Take care.